Hello, we are here at IT Days, 6th edition, 2018, and we are happy to talk with Dermot Turing, who just got a really nice presentation about Alan Turing and about the stamps. Hello, Dermot.
Hello.
You talk about the importance of Alan Turing research, but also you mentioned about how much the guys from Poland has done in this area in decoding World War II codes from Germans. And also I like to know to tell our readers how fast then the British build that hardware machine.
Well, I think the work done at Bletchley Park by the British codebreakers has now become world famous, and that's interesting, and it's not untrue, but it's only part of the story, because I think what people probably don't know, or don't know very well, is that just before the war started, as late as July 1939, the British had only the haziest idea about the German military version of the Enigma machine. They didn't know how it was wired, they didn't know how the Germans were using it, they didn't know what the wiring in the 3 coding rotors in the machine was, and so that meant that in that state of ignorance, if they had begun World War II, I'm fairly sure that Bletchley Park would not have been as successful as it had been. So then the question is, well, what changed? And what changed was that there was this really important meeting in just outside Warsaw in July 1939, where the Polish codebreakers, who had been working on the Enigma problem for years and years, explains that in 1932 they had been able to reconstruct the Enigma machine by mathematical analysis. And based on that work, they had developed code-breaking techniques to work out how the Germans were setting up their machines every day. And they shared all this information with the French and the British. So that meant that after that meeting, all the British questions had been answered, and they were able to go ahead and, based on the foundation that the Poles had provided for them, they were able to go on to the next level and build this new incredible machine to find the Enigma settings, which is very closely associated with Alan Turing and also his co-workers. But so that was, it was really quite an extraordinary transformation, just from knowing nothing to being able to build this machine in a matter of weeks.
Wow. That's quite challenging, guys.
Yeah.
And how much do you think the Second World War II was shortened by their research and their work?
It's very difficult to know. I don't really think I have the expertise, but I have read that the official historian of British intelligence in the Second World War said that the work of Bletchley Park, so not just the Enigma work, but the whole thing, the work at Bletchley Park shortened the war by as much as 2 years. So that's his opinion. So that's all right. I don't have the expertise that he has.
I see. And since we are talking about Bletchley Park, tell us more. What actually is happening there, and what's happening also today? I'm curious.
Well, since a few years ago, Bletchley Park has been open to the public, so you can go and see what it was like. The huts and brick buildings in which the codebreakers did their work are now open to the public, so you can go and see what it was like for them, find out the details of the codebreaking techniques. We've got lots of exhibitions there, and so it's a big site and there's lots to see. So we're a heritage attraction, if you like, with a kind of slightly unusual element to it, because it's not like going to a palace. It's a big site, and it's all about information security. But people like it.
And there is it's more like a museum today, right? As you describe it.
Yes, it's definitely a museum. As I say, it's a museum with a difference, because we're all about information security and code breaking, and and it's also about the fact that it happened here, so that's there's a good atmosphere that you get there. So it's a bit different from going to a normal museum, but that's what it is.
Sounds great and looks like a must-see place.
I hope lots of people will come and see it. It's very easy to get to. If you're in London, it's just a short train ride away and very easy to find. So.
Oh, sounds great. And we are getting to the end of our interview, but one of the last questions is, how much do you think is the heritage of Alan Turing in terms of today, work, thinking about artificial intelligence and his initial ideas about?
Well, I think Alan Turing's still very much associated in people's minds with the Turing test, knowing whether computers can think. And in some ways that was kind of a bit of a project where he was trying to explain that we shouldn't get hung up on that idea because it's all about the meanings of words rather than anything substantive. But it's very nice to sort of know that whole question that he was thinking about then still quite relevant today. You may not talk about it in terms of thinking, but we all still talk about the question about artificial intelligence and the degree to which intelligent systems are actually intelligent, the degree to which they can emulate human emotions and things like that. These are all questions that he had basically invented all those years ago, and we're still trying to answer them now.
Okay, I'll start with the question because I can ask you more about the hard artificial intelligence, or I was calling strong artificial intelligence, about the ants and all the robotics and all the stuff, but we cannot redo the presentation here, I guess.
We could go on doing this all day, yes.
Exactly, yeah. So, thanks for coming here and tell us a few words about how did you see at IT Days, how did you feel it here?
No, it's great. It's really buzzy. There's lots of young people. There's lots of interesting projects going on. People very enthusiastic about what they're doing, and it's a great gathering. Good day. Nice to have a debate here on important questions as well as selling your product. So, what could be better?
Thank you very much, Dermot.
Very good.